machine. It's still a whole bunch of oil. Like oil was first discovered in LA here. You should do an interview with me about just this little place. You want to do a quick story on like the transformation of this?
Sure.
Let's do it. Come on. It's a good story. It's a good story. First, I want to have a great board, so the appointments that I will make on the Metro board will represent the city. I'd like to have transit writers who are on that board. I'd like to see people who are committed to really expanding a great public transportation infrastructure. Well, I would love to not only keep them where they are or roll them back, but we have to grow our economy to achieve that. And so my main point in this race is to vote for somebody who has a proven track record of adding jobs in the midst of recession, of having more businesses start in his district in the midst of a recession than anywhere else. Those are the sorts of things that we can do to make sure that Metro has the resources to make that possible. But I've already pledged, for instance, with community college students to have reduced fares for them to be able to get to and from school. And it's certainly my outlook that we should make this as affordable as possible to as many people as possible. Strong supporter of busways and having dedicated lanes. And I'd love to see that in other parts of the city. I'd like to see it in San Fernando Valley, East San Fernando Valley, and maybe along Van Nuys Boulevard or some of the main arterial corridors in the valley. I'd like to see it also in other parts of the city where the dense population allows that to occur. Oh, I'm so proud that Los Angeles was chosen as bronze for its bikeability, and that we've put such an emphasis now on not only a master plan and ciclovia and all these other things, but that we are positioned to not only get silver, but I hope one day gold. Los Angeles should be one of the most bikeable cities in the country, but it starts with safety for bicyclists, first and foremost. Looking at other ways to add hardscape to actually protect bicyclists, getting the state law passed that would have a safe passing distance, and making sure that we put those bikeways down. Well, I'm very proud of having pioneered, pedestrian-oriented transit work and transportation work. Our Department of Transportation didn't even have anybody who was tasked with looking at pedestrian safety and pedestrian issues, even though 20% of our trips are by foot. So last year I put through a motion, and this year we've hired our first pedestrian coordinator in the city's history. I'm very proud to have done that and to work on that, work with a lot of people, LA Walks and others, who for years have said it's time for us to make this a walkable city. I think we have the worst of both worlds here in Los Angeles right now. In projects that are embraced by a community, it still takes way too long for them to get done. And projects that aren't embraced by a neighborhood, oftentimes nobody knows how to track them or to speak out and be heard to make them better, or in some cases to make sure they don't happen. Updating our zoning and our planning code will allow us to actually do both better.